Hello and welcome back to another Speedbuild video. My name's Jess and I'm so happy to be saying that again. It has been such a long time since I've done a voiceover, let alone even built in The Sims. I definitely took a long break. It actually was like 6 months and I didn't even really open the game. It's one of those things where I was just really doing this for fun and I really wanted to share my love of building in The Sims and just have that creative outlet where I am doing that thing that for me is that escape from the real world, and I just can kind of relax and focus on one thing and do all the meticulous detailing that I like to do. And it just got to the point where it became like an obligation, and I just, it just didn't really make sense for me at some point to be so stressed out by this thing I love. So I ended up taking a break, and I'm sure anyone who makes like content can understand some of like the pressure where you kind of start building for the new pack that's coming out or the new kit or what people want to see or what you think will be popular, and you forget to build for yourself. So it's just fun to be back and have so many ideas, and I'm so excited to share them again. And one of the things, the reason why I do love doing voiceovers is I actually get to share like my process, and that's so fun because there's so much going on in my mind while I'm building, and I go through so many iterations that it's just kind of cool to be able to talk to someone about it, even if it is just a computer screen. But to know that, there's people out there who just understand, what The Sims means and has that passion for it as well. So anyways, I hope you all are excited for the new pack, hopefully feeling that same creativity. I know the live stream is actually happening, I believe it's this Friday, so I'm really excited to see more of the gameplay and what that's going to look like in game. And I'm sure those of you who actually play will be very excited as well. And I am hoping that how I built this will be compatible for the game, but I'll definitely be sure to make any adjustments that it might need for how the pack is going to work. But yeah, I'm just really excited for it. And it's funny because I think for a lot of builders, a lot of us just already built non-functional apartments because it is just a really fun build style. And one of the things I love about it is that you can really build with a particular sim in mind and just have a lot of variety of just like having more of a character that can live in each house. And that's definitely what I did with these apartments. Now, I will let you know that there, in this video, it's only going to be the outside of the build and then one furnished apartment. So it's to kind of ease myself back into doing voiceovers like this. And also because this would have been a 40-minute video and I definitely don't think I could have done that, and I don't know that you would want to watch that. So yeah, I broke it up, and the cool thing about it is this first build I did is more of a minimal kind of look that is more snowy escape based because I guess it's just another tangent, is I did build this with Mount Komorebi in mind. And also, before I continue on, the last time I did a build specifically for Mount Komorebi, I kept saying Mount Komorebi. That's always how I've said it. And some really nice people in the comments let me know that that's not exactly how you should pronounce it. So before I did this speed build, I made sure to look it up so I could get it close to right. But I actually found I actually couldn't find that many videos with people actually saying it. So let me know if I am still like butchering it, because I definitely want to say it right. It's one of those funny things where you have that realization like, oh, I've never actually heard this, I've just read it. And so that was pretty weird for me to have that realization. But anyways, definitely let me know. So all that to be said, I went for this like minimal Scandinavian look because I thought it would work really well in like the snowy backdrop of Mount Komorebi. And the reason I ended up doing 3 different houses is I wanted to do a build for each of the like athletic activities that you can do on the mountains. So I have a build for a skier, for a snowboarder, and a mountain climber. And I really love how they turned out. But I will say there's not a lot of specific items that really indicate those particular activities. So it was kind of the case of there's a few items to suggest that, but then the rest is just like really different interior design. So like I said, the first one you're going to see is really minimal. I use a lot of snowy escape items and then also just a lot of wood tones. It's really warm, really beautiful, and it's definitely my like closer to my personal style. So it's definitely my favorite of the 3. But it is the one I would say that has like, I guess, the least personality. So if you want that really like sim driven build, definitely check out the next video where I will furnish the other 2 apartments. And I really did have a ton of fun. So with the other 2, I went for a really colorful pastel pop, cutesy kind of build. And then the last one is very much like a darker industrial style. So I just really love how different all of them turned out. And it's really fun to be able to build in so many different styles. But that's also why it took so long, because trying to get all the items that really give it that specific look. And I'm definitely still readjusting to the catalog because it's been a while since I've played, and I used to like basically have it memorized because I built so often, so I kind of knew what items were by each other, but I am so behind. That's one thing that's actually really fun though, is there's a lot I'm catching up on, so a lot of new items, and oh my god, the book neck kit was like made for me, and I'm so sad that it took me so long to use it, but I'm having so much fun using all those different items. I absolutely love it. My only complaint is I wish there was a few more swatches, but I think that's always the case with any new Sims kit, expansion pack, whatever. I think we always want a little bit more as builders. But yeah, so you can see I'm building like a little community area, and I wanted it to be just a place. Like, I love the mountain. I actually don't know what that specific like neighborhood is called, but if you have that backdrop, I would think you'd want to enjoy all the time you could outside. So yeah, I went with that. But as you can see, we have moved from Windenburg to Mount Komorebi, and I think I just said it wrong. But the reason I did that is because I wanted to make sure the landscaping worked out, because I do want you to have the ability to place this in any world lot, and I actually think the plants from Snowy Escape work really well in Windenburg, so I'm glad that worked out. But you can see we're starting here on the interior, and you can kind of see the vibe I'm going for. And if this is your first time seeing a video of mine, I'm kind of have an unusual approach to building. So what I usually do is I do the entire build once, and then I do it all again when I'm recording. And that might sound a little crazy, but I just found with editing, it's so much easier because I spend so much time scrolling through the catalog, moving things around. I mean, I changed builds so much that it's just not fun to watch. So I find this to be easier for me, and hopefully more watchable. And it does get a little bit much, but at the same time, it is really just mindless, so I can just kind of zone out and really perfect things the second time around. So the reason I started explaining that is because initially I had the stark white walls, which of course I can't remember what they're called anymore, even though I used to use them all the time. But I just really thought that maybe I should shift it to a warmer tone, because as you can see, this build is so warm and inviting. So I went with that, and I think it just completely took the build to the next level. I think it just, it has that warmth that I wanted, and hopefully that comes through to you. I feel like it's so cozy. And I do always get interior design styles. I use it incorrectly pretty often, but I was looking at like Japandi inspiration on YouTube. And as far as I understand, that's like a mix between Scandinavian style, but with a more like Japanese architecture kind of influence. And so what I was seeing was a lot of wood, a lot of warm colors, a lot of like integration with nature. So I tried to kind of replicate that with this specific build. And what I wanted to do for each apartment was kind of give the idea that maybe each of the apartments, what makes them different, could all be like feasibly changed. So I tried to do this kind of with the backsplash with the wood paneling from Snowy Escape. And I really love that, but it was so difficult to get it to work without kind of glitching out. It took me so long figuring that out with the tool mod, but I was committed, so I did it, and I'm really, really happy with it. Yeah, so the layout of each of the basic things, like the kitchen and the bathroom, is all the same in each of the apartments, but I tried to do things that each one of them maybe could have changed realistically in their own apartments. I do think I took some liberties with that, but I tried to kind of keep it in that vein. And I was very happy. This was a big moment for me to clutter up a kitchen shelf. If you've never seen a video of mine, it's one of my favorite things to do. I absolutely love having just a cluttered shelf in the kitchen. And wow, we have so many great items. And again, not to just talk about how great the book nook kit is. The books that came with that are so good for stacking. And then even that shelf, as you can see, I kind of used it to have that differentiation between the books. So you have some horizontally, you have some vertical, and I think that looks really nice. And what I love about it is it's just finally a modern stack of books that has like a very specific kind of color palette to a lot of different designs, which I just think we really needed. So I'm just so happy. And you can see I'm still trying to bring that wood throughout, and so I wanted to kind of jazz up this little corner. And it's just small things like that I really enjoyed, and definitely made me excited to get back into building, because I could just, kind of navigate all my creative ideas and try new things. And it was really nice because it's like I'm just rediscovering so many items for the first time. And yeah, it just feels fun. So hopefully you enjoy this build. And I really, really hope it will be functional in the game. And the cool thing about this is I do think if you aren't super into the for rent, I do think this would be a great rental property, like vacation property for your Sims, if they are going to Mount Komorebi. So hopefully you can see that kind of working in your game. Yeah, so with the bathroom here, I wanted to keep it, again, a little bit more minimal. So that's why it is that more stark white, or else I would have made it more creamy. But I really like how this went, and you can see I'm trying to copy it over, but the platform just absolutely was not having it. It messed everything up. So I will have to just copy those items over individually, which happens, it's fine. But yeah, I love how this bathroom turned out. And I really think like when you see all the 3 builds together, all those little differences really make each one so unique, and I love it. So also here, I was so happy with the fix I came up with because I really wanted to use that coffee table from City Living with the little like fireplace on the in the center of it, but it just did not have a swatch that was working for me. But I used the end tables from like, oh gosh, is it called the Desert? Is it Desert Lux? That seems right. The end tables from that and used it to kind of create a new base. I think it's so pretty. I'm so happy with that, how it all came together. But now you can see we're working on the second story of the build. And so for this little area, I just kind of made it a wardrobe area and a desk area. And I kept it pretty simple. Again, just going with the builds. It was a little difficult. Dream Home Decorator, we all know, I don't need to say it, the swatches are strange. And when you're doing like wood tones like this where you really want that, I wanted that specific color, it just wasn't working for me, so I actually used the lighter tone and I think it worked out. I think it ended up looking really nice. But I wanted to kind of differentiate the wardrobe area with the bedroom, so I just use those amazing eco lifestyle dividers that I used a lot in this build, and I think it came together really nicely. And of course I wanted a nice desk area. I was trying to use lots of items from Snowy Escape here as well, so using that fish tank. And also I totally forgot we had a little mini Zen garden, which was so perfect for this build and I think looks so cute on the desk. I'm so happy with that. But yeah, so you can see I kept this next area really simple in the bedroom, and I really just like the vibes in here. And I wanted to use that piece from is it Dream Home Decorator? I thought I had to use it somewhere in this build, so I was really happy with how it looked in the bedroom. And here I'm just creating a little like book nook area. And so I wanted to kind of make it look built in. So I used this bookshelf from Snowy Escape, of course. It looks so, so pretty, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to use it because I don't often use it in my builds. But you can see I did this little built-in area, and then I used the shelf to kind of make it a little bit more in the color palette of Snowy Escape, which I think looked really nice. Now I did use these blinds, but I might change them just because I couldn't get them to really look right next to each other. But I just think they're so pretty, so I want to keep them. But anyways, we're quickly coming to the end of the build. So I just want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me and checking out this channel. I'm so excited to bring some more builds, and thank you to anyone who commented on my video and the last ones I posted. It meant so much to me. So anyways, I hope you have a great day. I hope you're having a good holiday season. Bye.